It's game number 34 of the season here at Red Wilson Field in a contest of first and last in the Eastern Division as the Brewster Whitecaps travel to Yarmouth to face the hometown Whitey Red Sox. Red Sox coming off a win against the Bourne Braves yesterday by a final score of 8-2, 17 more hits for that top-ranked Whitey offense in all the Cape, and they will face a Brewster Whitecaps squad coming off a tough 7-inning loss against the Chatham Anglers. A 17-3 contest. Brewster sits at last place in the Eastern Division, 9-22-3. Whitey atop the East at 29-4 with that win yesterday. Combined with the Brewster loss, Whitey the first team in the Cape to clinch a playoff spot. We welcome you up to the press box here at Red Wilson Field alongside Brandon Pelter. I'm TJ Matthewson, and Brandon, after kind of an uncharacteristic loss, something we're not really used to seeing so much for this team, at Bourne the day before, Whitey able to bounce back yesterday and get the win.
Well, they're the top team in all the Cape for a reason, a team that bounces back and relies on that offense to get them going. That's exactly what they got yesterday, 17 hits in the win.
So here's the lineup that Jamie Shevchak will put out to face Nathan Wiles, the righty out of Oklahoma. Kicks into the windup, first pitch, grounded to the shortstop, Christian Koss on a bounce, throws on over to first, in time to get Dominic Canzone swinging at the first pitch from Nathan Wiles. Grounds out to Christian Koss at shortstop for Whitey. Now Cam Eden will stride to the plate. He bats second. He's at third base. Batting third, the first baseman will be Jesse Franklin. Batting cleanup, the catcher Brandon Martirano. Batting fifth, the center fielder is Hunter Bishop. Batting sixth, the designated hitter Connor Gramis. Batting seventh, Ray Alejo, the right fielder. Batting eighth, the shortstop Gage Workman, and rounding out the nine will be Ike Freeman, and he will be at second base. Pitch number 2 from Nathan Wiles is over on the inside corner for a strike to Cam Eden. Out of UC Berkeley, and facing Wiles' 1-2 record on the season, an ERA sitting right at 8. 0-1, fouled straight back, 1-1 the count on Eden. In 18 innings, has struck out 14 and walked 4, but the hits have been a problem. 25 hits in 18 innings that he has thrown. Right-hander takes a deep breath, looks in at Patrick Bailey doing the catching. Duties for Scott Pickler's ball club here on this July 20th afternoon. 0-2 misses outside with a fastball. Defense around the field for YD. Quinn Cotton out in left, Johnny DeLuca in center, Reese Albert in right. And around the infield, Nick Quintana, Christian Koss, Noah Campbell, and Andrew Dashbach. It's the 1-2 lined out into left field. Over is Cotton, a leap and a dive. Makes the catch on the run towards the line. What a catch by Quinn Cotton out in left field, as that one looked like he had another gear on that. Leaped into the air and made the catch fully airborne for out number 2.
Well, we know Quinn Cotton's an athletic guy. We've seen him make athletic plays, and there another one gets the terrific jump off the ball, ranging to his right, and that last-ditch effort to make the catch. Nice start to the game for the Red Sox.
Now here's Jesse Franklin, the first baseman out of Michigan. First pitch, that catches the outside corner for a strike. Franklin didn't play in the drubbing that was handed to the Whitecaps yesterday. .250 batting average entering play today. 0-1, fouled straight back. Quickly 0-2. The count on Franklin. He's yet to hit a home run this season. 4 doubles, 9 RBIs. Mention the Michigan Wolverine. Wiles winds, 0-2 pitch. Off-speed pitch bounces in the dirt, gets away from Bailey. And the count 1-2. Brandon Martirano, the catcher, waits on deck, hoping to get a chance. Franklin steps in, open stance from the left side. Nathan Wiles winds, 1-2. Swing and a foul just trickled behind the plate through the legs of Patrick Bailey, and the count will stay at 1-2. Franklin this season at Michigan, .327 average in 47 games. 11 doubles, 10 home runs, 47 RBIs. Wind up Wiles, 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses away. 2-2 the count on Jesse Franklin. Whitey defense playing pretty straight up. Christian Koss shaded a touch up the middle. 2-2 lined out into right field. That'll dunk in for a base hit right in front of Reese Albert. Jesse Franklin reaches the bag at first and checks in with a 2-out single here in the first, and that'll bring Brendan Martirano to the plate to continue the inning.
And for Wiles, it's been a good start so far. Got the ground out, a nice play from his defense. Now has to bounce back and really look to settle in for this YD pitching staff.
So the cleanup hitter Martirano steps to the plate, doing the catching duties for Jamie Shevchek's ball club today. Wiles at 11 pitches, 2 outs, top of the first inning. First pitch, off-speed pitch, swing and a miss from Martirano. The count 0-1. Martirano taps the bat on his cleats a couple of times, points the bat out towards center field. Wind 0-1. That misses inside with a fastball. 1-1 the count on Brandon Martirano. Beautiful day for baseball here at Red Wilson. Temperature sitting right at 74 degrees. And not a cloud in sight. 1-1. Grounded to the left side of the infield. Over is Quintana. Kicks it a little bit. No throw made on over to first base. That will be an E5 on Nick Quintana. That bounced. Had to chest it up, bounced right in front of him. By the time he got to it, he could not have enough time to throw Martirano hustling down the line. That'll extend the inning for Hunter Bishop.
And sure, the error there for YD, but I think a veteran play by Nick Quintana, a guy that's really starting to figure things out. I think a couple weeks ago, we would have seen him try to whip it across the diamond and maybe throw that ball away and make a second error. There, just hung on to that baseball, ate it up, and took what was coming.
So these are the two worst fielding teams in the league. Whitey, 9th in percentage, a .953 fielding percentage. Brewster, 10th, .954. That one's tapped right out in front of the plate. Wiles off the mound, picks it up, throws it over to first in time to get Hunter Bishop hustling down the line. Nice play off the mound by Nathan Wiles as he gets out of 2-out trouble here in the first inning. We head to the bottom half of the frame. No score from Red Wilson Field. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. No score from Red Wilson. Bottom of the first inning. Here's the lineup that the Red Sox will send out against Zach Lingenfelter. Leading off in center field, it'll be the Oregon Duck, Johnny DeLuca, batting second. At second base will be Noah Campbell. Andrew Dashbach bats third, and at first base, cleaning up today, the left fielder will be Quinn Cotton. In right field, batting fifth is Reese Albert. The catcher, Patrick Bailey, bats sixth. Batting seventh will be Nick Quintana, the third baseman. Batting eighth, the DH, Zach Zubia. And rounding out the nine for YD will be Christian Koss over at shortstop, and they will face the right-hander out of Tennessee, Zach Lingenfelter, who they've already seen once this season.
Lingenfelter making his sixth start, 0-1 with a 6.40 ERA. Does have 24 strikeouts through 19 2/3, and against the Red Sox, put together a terrific performance, 4 1/3 of one-hit, two-run baseball.
Now that in a 6-6 tie back on July 7th. That game, YD fell behind early, 6-0, fought back to tie it. Actually took the lead late in that ball game. And then the game got called due to darkness, and the run was taken off the board.
One of the weirder things that we've seen all season, and really one of the more odd things I've seen in my short time of watching baseball games.
Man, we can, even with our short times, we got to talk to Whitey manager Scott Pickler after that ball game, who's been around the game of baseball forever. He said he's never even seen something like that. So here's Johnny DeLuca. He'll dig in to lead off this Red Sox bottom half of the first inning. Red Sox offense top in the Cape in pretty much every offensive category. DeLuca will dig in from the left side. Switch hitter against Lingenfelter. Lines fires home a first pitch fastball, tails high and outside. Defense for the Whitecaps, Dom Canzone out in left field, Hunter Bishop in center, Ray Alejo in right field. And across the infield, Cam Eden, Gage Workman, Ike Freeman, and then Jesse Franklin over at first base. As the 1-0 misses outside with a fastball, 2-0 the count on DeLuca. Brandon Martorano behind the plate for the Whitecaps today. Lingenfelter, that slow windup, 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses high. 3-0 quickly to count on DeLuca. Guy that's struggled a bit with walks, 14 walks in 19 2/3 entering play today. This being start number 6 on the season. Lingenfelter the wind, the 3-0. Fastball misses low, ball 4 pitches, 4 balls, and a base on balls for Johnny DeLuca, who reaches over at first base to start the frame.
This YD team has been so aggressive with the top offense among the Cape, but they've also been very patient at the plate, third in walks.
Also strike out the fewest time out of any team in the Cape League. And walks, talk about coming back to haunt a ball club. In the 17-3 loss versus Chatham yesterday, Brandon, I'm going to quiz you. How many batters did Brewster walk?
15.
15, yes, indeed. His first pitch misses outside for a ball. 5 straight balls from Lingenfelter. 1-0 the count on Noah Campbell.
That was more than the hits that they allowed to the Anglers.
15 walks and 12 hits for a total of 27 runners safely on base.
Wow.
Wind 1-0. That catches the outside corner for a strike. First strike of the ball game for Lingenfelter. 1-1 the count on Noah Campbell. Both those Cape League season, the walks, Cape League season high, as well as the runs for the Anglers in that ball game. So 27 times safely on base and only 21 outs recorded. That game being called in the 7th inning due to darkness. It's the 1-1. That misses high for a ball. Throw down to first. Gets into right field past Jesse Franklin at first. DeLuca will get up off the dirt and head down to second base. And he'll reach on a throwing error by Brandon Martorano behind the plate. That one just sailed on him. Ball kept taking off up over the glove of Jesse Franklin. Nothing he can do about that. And he will reach over at second base. Runner in scoring position now for Campbell.
We've seen so many different ways how speed kills, just draws the attention there. The catcher Martorano and couldn't make the throw.
DeLuca now off of second, 2-1 to Campbell. Off-speed pitch over at the top of the zone for a strike. Evens up the count at 2-2. And for that Brewster pitching staff, which comes in ranked last in the Cape in ERA, last in batting average allowed, they've walked the most batters. Lingenfelter peeks back at DeLuca. 2-2. Misses high and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. Facing a YD team that after their 17-hit performance yesterday raised their home average to .332 on the season.
Well, it's certainly not a good combo when you're hitting .230 as a team. 9th among the Cape and 10th in ERA.
Here's 3-2. That's fouled off. Out of play down the third base side. Count stays full on Campbell. And I was doing some research. This Whitey team coming into the day first in the Cape in average, .228. Like, when was the last time a team on the Cape hit an average that high? Don't have to go back as far as you would think. Of course, point streaks only goes back to 2009. Streak that the Cape uses now to keep all their stats. 3-2 to Campbell. Swing and a foul straight back. Count will stay full. Falmouth back in 2013 hit .285 as a team, but YD in 2012 hit 300 as a team. Notable name from that, Sam Travis, farmhand for Boston Red Sox. Right now is in Pawtucket. Appeared in a handful of games for the Red Sox this year. 3-2 the count on Campbell. Here's the pitch. That misses high for ball 4. 2 batters and 2 walks for Zach Lingenfelter as Campbell will jog down to first base as the first 2 runners reach for YD in the first, and that'll bring up Andrew Dashbach. As the walks continue to bite this Brewster pitching staff. They have lost, Lingenfelter lost the strike zone a bit here in the first inning. So here's Andrew Dashbach, team leader in extra base hits and RBIs. He's got 20, along with 9 doubles and 5 homers. Stanford Cardinal digs in to the right-handed batter's box. Lingenfelter kicks, first pitch, popped up, sky high on the infield, over in foul territory is Cam Eden right behind the third base coach's box. He's there, I'll make the catch for out number 1 here in the first. Dashbach retired on the infield pop-up. And now Quinn Cotton is going to come to the plate.
Just one of the worst possible outcomes for YD. No production there from Dash with the pop-out.
And especially early in that bat, too. First pitch swinging. Hate to see that. So here's Quinn Cotton. So you'll dig in, team leader in hits. Batting cleanup today, his normal spot in the lineup. Lingenfelter looks back at DeLuca. First pitch to Cotton. First pitch swinging. Fouls it straight back. First 2 base runners reaching here in the first for the Red Sox on a pair of walks. Against Lingenfelter, working against Quinn Cotton. 18 RBIs on the season for Quinn. His kick, 0-1. Swinging a chopper to the left side of the infield. Over as Eden touches third, throws it over to first, and that's going to be a foul ball. That ball just trickled foul. Like Eden might have gotten it in fair territory, but it did just drift foul. And Cotton's going to get another chance.
There, Eden trying to keep his body in fair territory and reach over. He grabbed it and foul, though. Even though his body was across the line in fair space, it's where the ball is, and he gloved it while it was just wide of the chalk. So a good call, that coming from the home plate umpire.
So Cotton going to get another chance. Behind in the count, 0-2. Facing Lingenfelter, sophomore out of Tennessee. Looks back at DeLuca dancing off of second as he'll kick and throw on over. DeLuca leaning towards third, but able to dive back in time. As DeLuca was really dancing off that bag. Able to get back in time. Lingenfelter took a bit too long, turning around and throwing to second. Ike Freeman was covering the bag. Lingenfelter stares in at his catcher, Martirano. Heading the count to Cotton, 0-2. Here's the kick and the pitch. Fastball misses high above the letters. 1-2 the count on Quinn Cotton. Lingenfelter this past season at Tennessee, 3-4 record in 18 games. 14 of them out of the bullpen, started 4 contests. An ERA under 4, 3.93. Lingenfelter looks back at DeLuca again. There he goes to third. Pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Throw down to second base to try and get Campbell, and it's in time for out number 3. A strike him out, throw him out, double play for the Whitecaps. Gets them out of trouble here in the bottom of the first inning, and after walking the first 2 batters, Zach Lingenfelter gets out of trouble here in the first. We head to the second. No score from Red Wilson Field. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. No score here as we head to the top of the second inning. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 due up in the Whitecaps lineup, starting with the DH today, Connor Grammis, a two-way player from Xavier. 4 home runs, 10 RBIs to his name this season. Wiles out to start his second frame. Threw a scoreless first on just a base hit. First pitch fouled down the third base side. So Grammis steps back in from the right-handed batter's box. 0-1 pitch. Check swing and catches the outside corner. Called a strike from Bill Haynes behind the plate. Bill Haynes doing the umping duties behind the plate today. Len Akuta over at first and Nick Zabelli over at third. 1-2. Fastball just misses off the plate away. And the count now 1-2 the count on Connor Grammis. Wiles stares over that glove. Wears it on his left hand in to get the sign. Winds 1-2. That misses off the plate again. 2-2 the count on Connor Grammis. This season, just .217 average, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. It's the 2-2 foul down the third base side. Season at Xavier hit .330. 10 home runs, 27 RBIs. On the mound, appeared in 18 games, 28 innings. The ERA up near 7. Wiles winds, 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses off the plate away. 3-2 the count on Connor Grammis. Following him, it'll be Ray Alejo, the right fielder. He stands on deck. Here's the 3-2 from Wiles. Swung on and popped up on the infield. Over his dashbox, fighting the sun. Coming in, he's there, and ball drops in and out of his glove. That'll roll on the infield grass towards the first base line. Grammis safe at first. And just an infield pop-up that dashbox lost in the sun for a second. It looked like had to go find it. By the time he got there, a ball landed in and out of his first base glove.
You could just tell off the bat, Dash charging in on that ball, trying to shield his eyes from the sunlight using the glove. He struggled to find that one.
That's going to be an E2 for Dashbach. First pitch swinging. Ray Alejo bounces one up the middle into center field for a base hit. Grammis goes on over to second base. DeLuca gets that ball back in. So the error and now a quick base hit. First pitch swinging for Ray Alejo. Now first and second. No one out for the Whitecaps here in the second.
For YD, struggling in the field has been something that's gone on all season long. Hasn't bit them too badly with the best record across the Cape, but you have to imagine if they continue, it's going to hurt them down the stretch and in the playoffs.
So Wiles back in the stretch. Here's Gage Workman. First pitch swinging, dribbles it up the first base side, and that gets foul and out of play. 0-1 the count on Workman out of Arizona State. Has a chance to drive in a couple of runs. Grammis out on second base and Alejo over at first. Whitey back in the top of the first. Had the first two base runners reach, unable to push either of them across. Workman switch hitter batting from the left side. Wiles kicks 0-1. That misses off the plate away. 1-1 the count on Workman. Hitting just 149 this summer. He's 1 for 3 yesterday in the loss against Chatham with an RBI. Hasn't gone yard either yet on the Cape. 3 doubles, 4 RBIs for him. Wiles set right at the chest level. Peeks back at second. 1-1. Fouled off the left side of play. And a count now 1-2. Workman this season at Arizona State, 50 games, .276 average with 3 home runs, 25 RBIs. As Wiles steps off, we'll go back through the signs again with Patrick Bailey. Trying to keep track of the runners on base. Being Connor Grammis and Ray Alejo. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Workman goes down swinging, off-speed pitch from Nathan Wiles. Gets the first strikeout of the day for the righty out of Oklahoma. There's one down, and that will bring up the 9-hole hitter, Ike Freeman.
Just looked like a change-up there. Out across the plate, left it around the knees, and diving down at the last second, Workman swinging over the top of it.
So now Freeman steps in, hitting .205 on the season. Playing second base today for the Whitecaps. First pitch from Wiles. That's chopped down the third base side, drifts foul. To the swarm of kids out beyond that third base dugout for YD. Brewster in the visitors' dugout over down the first base line. And we saw a kid yesterday, couldn't have been more than 3-4 years old, past the fan boundary line, out all the way onto the field, made it almost to Nick Quintana at third base.
He did make it to Nick. Nick picked him up.
The wind in the 0-1 from Wiles, lifted out into deep right field. Back is Albert. He has a beat on it. He's there. He'll make the catch in front of the fence. Tagging and going second to third is Connor Graham. Throw cut off in the middle of the infield. And now Christian Koss got the cutoff, touches second base. Umpire Nick Zabelli said that Gramus left on time. So now runners on the corners, 2 out, and top of the lineup due back up for Dom Canzone.
Boy, Reese Albert with a cannon out there, but Koss saw that throw was going to be well up the third base line, made the athletic play, jumping and grabbing it to keep it from going out of play.
So now 2 down, runners on the corners. For Wiles, he looks to get out of this 2-on, no-out jam. His time is called from Canzone behind the plate, awarded by Bill Haynes. Connor Gramus reached on an E3, a dropped pop-up by Andrew Dashbach at first base. And then a single by Ray Alejo on the next pitch. First pitch, Wiles instead steps off. Dancing over around first base is Ray Alejo. Threatening to go swipe second base, make whiny defense decide whether to throw down or just try and keep Gramus close at third base. Wiles, deep breath, first pitch to Eden, throw down to third base, though, and it is in time. They got Connor Gramus leaning at third base, drifted just a little bit too far off that third base bag, and Bailey, from his knees, fired a seed down to third base. Tag applied by Nick Quintana in time for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the first. Wiles gets out of trouble. There is no score here at Red Wilson Field. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. There'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up in the Whitey lineup, bottom of the second inning. As Brewster kept off the scoreboard in the top half of the second inning, top half of this frame. An excellent throw from Patrick Bailey down to third base would cut down Connor Gramus and get Nathan Wiles out of the jam. Lingenfelter himself worked out of a jam in the bottom of the first inning. He'll try and avoid that here in the second inning. First pitch swinging, Reese Albert dribbles one foul down the first base side. In that first inning, Johnny DeLuca, Noah Campbell, back-to-back walks to lead off the ball game. And Andrew Dashbach popped up on the infield. And then a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Quinn Cotton struck out, and Noah Campbell caught stealing second. As the 0-1 popped up on the infield again, there is Eden. He's there. He'll make the catch at his head level for a quick out number one. It's the second infield pop-up that Cam Eden has gotten over there at third base. There's one down here in the second. And now Patrick Bailey will come to the plate, doing the catching duties for YD today.
We've seen the defense that Bailey has brought to the Red Sox. Also, a big bat for YD. He's been a machine at the plate.
3:08 clip. His brief time here on the Cape, batting from the left side. First pitch from Lingenfelter, a swing and a miss from Bailey. 0-1 the count.
Adding two doubles and a home run and just 13 at-bats.
Wind 0-1, swing and a miss from Bailey. And the count quickly 0-2 on the NC State Wolfpack product. It was 0 for 1 yesterday, pitch hitting appearance. And the 8-2 YD win over the Bourne Braves. Lingenfelter winds, 0-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up foul. That drifts out of play down the third base side. ACC Freshman of the Year. Broke the NC State freshman home run record. Already has one up here on the Cape. He did it from the left side right here at Red Wilson Field. Here's the wind, the 0-2. Fastball misses off the plate away. Now 1-2 the count on Bailey. Guy that was on Team USA roster for a little bit until they shaved it down to just 2 catchers. And he was one of the ones left off. 1-2 pitch, roped deep out to the gap in left center field, but over is Ray Alejo in the gap. He's there. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Looks like Bailey got that one off the end of the bat. And that'll be Nick Quintana will stride to the plate with 2 outs.
Looked like a pretty swing to get to that ball, but you're right, just missing that one. If he barrels that up, it's either off the wall or over the wall.
Now that one home run for Bailey came against Brewster the last time these two squads played here at Red Wilson. A 7-2 win for the Red Sox. Was 3 for 5 that day with 2 RBIs. So here's Quintana. 1 for 2 yesterday. 3 walks against the Braves pitching staff. First pitch from Lingenfelter over on the inside corner for strike 1. Now the eye from Nick Quintana it's something kind of out of the ordinary. 3 walks yesterday. Only just 1 for 2 with a pair of RBIs. That was a bases-loaded single. Wind 0-1. Swing and a miss from Quintana. Third baseman quickly behind 0-2. 0-2 the count on Nick Quintana. 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning. And no score here from Red Wilson Field, DY Regional High School. Lingenfelter winds. 0-2 pitch. Off-speed pitch misses down and away. First place YD Red Sox. Cape leading 44 points with a 29-4 record against the team with the worst record and points in the Cape. Whitecaps 9-22-3 with 21 points. 1-2 pitch to Quintana. That's fouled straight back. Mean hack there from Quintana. Got him in on the wrists and just spoils it back foul. West, however, much closer of a race. Just 11 points separate the first place Hyannis Harbor Hawks with 40. The Bourne Braves, who are in last with 29. The distance from first to second in the Eastern Division, 10 between YD and Chatham. 1-2 pitch to Quintana, fouled off straight back. YD will travel to Veterans tomorrow, take on the Anglers for the 3rd time at Veterans Field, 5th time overall this summer. Matchup between first and second placed in the Eastern Division. Quintana steps in, points the bat out towards center field, now brings it back. Lingenfelter, that slow windup, the leg kick, the 1-2. That fastball misses outside, 2-2 the count. Brewster defense playing Quintana straight up, a little shaded over in the hole at shortstop is Gage Workman. Besides that, everyone else playing at their normal spots. Lingenfelter into the line, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for Quintana when chasing out of the strike zone with an off-speed pitch right there. Strikeout number 2 for Zach Lingenfelter as he sets down the Red Sox in order in the second. We head to the top of the third inning. No score from Red Wilson. You're listening to Wadi Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. A scoreless first 2 frames for Nathan Wiles as he's back out to start the top of the third inning for YD. It'll be top of the order for the Whitecaps. Dom Canzone, Cam Eden, and Jesse Franklin scheduled to step to the plate. Left fielder Canzone watches the first pitch. It's over right down the middle for strike 1. Wiles through those first 2 frames, 30 pitches. So wind, 0-1. That misses inside. 1-1 the count on Cam Eden. Or pardon me, Dominic Canzone. He grounded out to Christian Koss at shortstop to start the ball game. There's the 1-1 from Wiles. Swing and a foul straight back in and out of the glove of Patrick Bailey. And the count now 1-2. Pair of base hits allowed by Wiles as the 1-2 chopped foul down the first base side. That gets out of play.
What a protection hack there from Canzone, just fighting that one off on a pitch down and in.
Wiles takes a deep breath, looks in at Patrick Bailey. Winds 1-2 pitch, grounded up the middle past the glove of Wiles. That'll scoot into center field for a base hit. Hit number 3 for the Whitecaps. This coming to lead off the third inning. And now Cameron Eden will step to the plate for the second time. With the runner on first base. He flew out to left field. A spectacular diving grab by Quinn Cotton. His last time up. Cotton didn't even have to go all that far to get that ball. That one just diving. He dove almost up into the air to go grab that one, heading towards the left field foul line. So third baseman digs in. Facing Wiles right back in the stretch with the runner off of first base. The first pitch dribbled over to Wiles. Throws to second base off the glove of Koss on a bounce, and it will dribble away from the bag. Safe over at second base is Dom Canzone, as it will be another error for YD as errors keep compiling. That'll be an E1 on Nathan Wiles, and Eden reaches over at first base safely.
And you just knew that ball was trouble off the bat, just sensing Wiles thinking about going to second base. That one bringing him toward that first base line. He's just got to get out there.
So for the second straight inning, on a hit and an error, the Whitecaps put the first 2 runners on base. Wiles able to get out of that trouble in the second. He's going to have to do some work to get it out of here in the third. Facing the middle of the order, Jesse Franklin strides the plate, watches ball one drift inside. Last time up, Franklin singled. Coming back in the first inning. Out of Seattle, Washington, Seattle Prep High School. Wind, 1-0 pitch, swung on and popped up down the third base side. That drifts foul and out of play. 1-1 the count on Franklin. Teammates of Carl Kaufman and Tommy Henry on the YD pitching staff. Other Wolverine in this Whitecaps roster. Also Joe Donovan, one of the catchers. He has the day off for now at least. Wind, 1-1 pitch from Wiles. Swung on and fouled again down the third base side. Quintana will give it a look behind the bag. That drifts out of play. 1-2 the count on Franklin. Wind right now blowing out towards left field. The flag located out beyond the scoreboard in left center. Runners take their leads from first and second. Eden from first. Canzone from second. Wiles winds 1-2 pitch. That misses off the plate. 2-2 the count. Johnny DeLuca playing a tad deep in center field. Out in the corners, Quinn Cotton, Reese Albert playing about normal depth. Goss shading behind the runner at second, Canzone. Keeping him on. 2-2 pitch, lined out in the left center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Rounding third and stopping there is Canzone. It's the throw in from Reese Albert. Another good throw. Hits the cutoff man. That one cut off by Dashbach at first base. And now the base is loaded. No one out for Brendan Martirano.
Just a soft liner placed over the head of Noah Campbell at second base. Getting the job done. And now a quick trip from the YD pitching coach.
Now Christian wanders out from the dugout. As Wiles has worked himself into trouble here in the third. 2 base hits and an error. Floated the bases for Brendan Martirano. Reached on an E5 his last time up. One of 3 YD errors. We're just in the top half of the third. As a team yesterday, no errors against the Braves. Just 1 error against the Braves the day before. And again, against Orleans 3 days ago, no errors. So a team that has cleaned up the defense quite a bit over the past few ball games. And is not looking that way today. As Martirano steps in, points the bat out towards center field. Bases packed full of Whitecaps, and no one out against Nathan Wiles. Here's the wind in the first pitch. Off-speed pitch, catches the strike zone at the knees. Martirano, sophomore out of North Carolina this past season with the Tar Heels, 57 games, hit .246. Wiles looks at the runners. Here's the 0-1. That catches the outside corner quickly, 0-2 the count.
Martirano could just smile and kind of shake his head at the home plate umpire, Bill Haynes.
Wiles has worked himself ahead with a backstop for Brewster. He's ahead 0-2. Bailey sets up outside. Here's the 0-2. Wiles hits his spot but misses off the plate. And the count 1-2. You see that so much. If you hit your spot, sometimes you'll get the benefit of the doubt from the umpire. It just looks so much better when the catcher has it in the spot he called it for. Wiles did it there, but it still missed off the plate. Here's the wind, the 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Wiles comes back, gets his second strikeout of the ball game as Martirano is down swinging here in the third, and that is a huge out number 1 for YD as that puts the double play back in order. As the middle infielders, Koss and Campbell, now back at their normal depths. And a ground ball double play will get you out of it.
Huge pitch there from Nathan Wiles, and again going with that off-speed pitch down low to get the swing.
So here's Hunter Bishop. Here's the wind, the first pitch from Wiles. Off-speed pitch drifts away and misses off the plate. Playing center field for Brewster today. Arizona State Sun Devil, 1 of 2 on this Whitecaps roster. Both in the starting lineup today, Gage Workman and then Bishop. Wiles winds. Here's the 1-0. That misses low below the knees and outside. 2-0 the count on Bishop, who's got some pop in his bat. 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. Stands at 6'4", but moves like he's a true center fielder. He's got great speed. 7 stolen bases for Bishop. That's the 2-0. Swing and a miss for Bishop. Went after that off-speed pitch and swung right over the top of it. Pardon me, for Bishop. 9 stolen bases for the sophomore this summer. He's got some wheels. Wiles sets, 2-1 pitch. That misses Bishop inside. 3-1 the count. That pitch right at belt buckle level, but could not get the call. It missed off the plate away, or inside. Pardon me. So now 3-1 the count on Bishop, a prime hitter's count for the center fielder. He steps it back into the left-handed batter's box, waves that bat up over his head. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and lined out into left field over his Cotton. He can't get to it. It'll drop for a base hit. Cotton overruns it. That'll get to the wall. Coming home to score is Canzone. Coming home to score is Eden. Stopping over at third is Jesse Franklin. And Hunter Bishop with a 2 RBI double gets Brewster on the board first here at Red Wilson. It's 2-0 Whitecaps.
And after Quinn Cotton makes that spectacular play out in the first inning, just simply overrunning that ball, and I think one of those runs earned, the other should probably go on that E7.
So now runners on over at second and third for the Whitecaps. And Connor Gramis steps to the plate, watches the first pitch over on the outside corner for strike 1. So that's a huge 2 RBI double for Bishop. He now stands over at second base. Looks like they will give Bishop a hit on that one. Hit all the way. It's the 0-1 that misses down. Of course, a hit lands in front of Cotton, but it looks like there will not be an extra error tacked on to Cotton overrunning that baseball. So 1-1 the count on Gramis. He was picked off of third back in the second inning. That helped get Wiles out of trouble. Here's the 1-1. That's fouled straight back. 1-2 the count. Wiles has worked ahead. So Bishop now stands at second base. And Franklin moves first to third on that double. Swindy looking to get another ground ball infield, playing about medium depth. So here's the wind, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wiles gets Gramis to chase at an off-speed pitch. Looked like a curveball that dived down and out of the strike zone. Gramis could not hold up. Strikeout number 3 of the evening and second of this third inning. Gets the second out, and that'll bring up Ray Alejo.
And Nathan Wiles has really been battling, doing all that he can tonight. Defense hasn't been there to really back him up all that much.
So Alejo singled on the first pitch he saw back in the second inning. Now faces Wiles with 2 outs. The righty winds. The first pitch misses high. Alejo steps back in. Sophomore out of Central Florida. Hitting .229, entering today. The 1-1. That's swung on and missed for a strike. Pardon me, that was a 1-0 pitch. Count evens at 1-1. This season at Central Florida, 224 at-bats at .295. Out in right field today for Brewster. 1-1, swing and a miss, comes up empty on another off-speed pitch from Wiles, and Nathan is a strike away from getting out of this third inning. Bishop leads off of second base, Franklin off of first. Wiles stares in, gets the sign he wants from Patrick Bailey. Kicks, 1-2 pitch, grounded to the third base bag and passed fair down the left field line. Coming home to score is Franklin. Bishop rounds third, he'll go home. Stopping over at second base is Ray Alejo, his second base hit of the ballgame. This a 2 RBI double. That brings home 2 more runs for the Whitecaps, and they extend their lead to 4-0 here in the third.
Game of inches. And that one just barely staying fair for the Whitecaps, hugging the third base line, but it gets the job done for Brewster.
A rough third inning for Nathan Wiles. That's his fourth hit allowed in this inning. Another base runner reach via the error, and now 4 runs in for the Whitecaps. Alejo leads off of second. Throwback to second. Daylight flash by Koss. Throw won't be in time. Ball gets away from Christian as he couldn't get it into his glove. So now it'll bring Gage Workman to the plate. He struck out swinging back in the second. That was the first strikeout of the ball game for Nathan Wiles. Lefty steps in. Wiles winds. Here's the first pitch. Bunt shown. Wiles off the mound. Fields throws it over to first, and it's in time. A bang-bang play over at first base, and it's in time to get Gage Workman down the line. Wiles able to field his position that time. Gets off the mound. Whips a throw on over to first, and that's in time to get the runner Workman down the line. Not before 4 runs come across for the Whitecaps as they lead 4-0. Heading to the bottom of the third inning. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. So Zach Zubia will stride to the plate for the first time today. For the first time, Whitey in a 4-run deficit. As Brewster puts up a 4-spot top of the third inning. Off of 4 base hits and an error. And the Whitecaps able to capitalize. So Zubia DH today out of Texas. First pitch swinging, lines it up the middle, in and out of the glove of Ike Freeman. That bounces into center field for a base hit. That was a scorcher off the bat of Zubia. And Freeman over to his right, stuck his glove up in the air. It sort of went in and out of the glove. It looks like that's going to be an error on Ike Freeman. So Zubia reaches at first on the E4. That one just went in and out of his glove. And that'll bring up Christian Koss. Shortstop today for YD. Already 5 errors combined between the, 6 errors combined between these two squads. First pitch, swinging Christian Koss, check swing foul, ball down the first base line. 0-1 the count. The 2 worst fielding teams on the Cape. And these first 3 frames, they're showing it. Koss steps back in, behind in the count, 0-1. Langenfelter winds, 0-1 pitch, swung at and lifted foul and out of play down the first base side. Count 0-2 on Koss. Whitey yet to collect their first base hit of the ball game. Working here in the third. It's the 9th batter of the game sent to the plate from the Red Sox. Top offensive team across the Cape. Langenfelter winds. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3 called. Fastball painted right on the outside corner. No complaints from Koss as he stands in the box for just a second and now retreats back to the third base dugout. for out number 1, strikeout number 3 for Zach Lingenfelter. And that'll flip the lineup back over for Johnny DeLuca. Reached on a walk to lead off the ball game. One of 2 consecutive walks from Lingenfelter. And he was able to get out of that first inning unscathed. So DeLuca steps in. Open stance from the left side. Switch hitter. Lingenfelter looks in at Moderano. Shakes off once. Gets the sign he wants. Zubia takes his lead over at first base. There's the wind and the 0-1. The first pitch, pardon me. That misses off the plate away. 1-0 the count on DeLuca. DeLuca entering play today, .311 average. One of 9 Whitey All-Stars that'll participate in the All-Star game that's scheduled for Sunday. It's the 1-0, catches the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 the count on DeLuca. But the weather doesn't look so great. The forecast for Sunday looks like it's supposed to rain all day. In which case, we'd have to make up that game. 1-1 pitch, that misses inside. 2-1 the count on DeLuca. For YD, most All-Stars in the Cape, a 9. That's more than any other team, 3 more than any other squad, and make up more than a third of the Eastern Division team. Here's the 2-1 to DeLuca, ripped to first, diving stab by Jesse Franklin over at first base. He'll go touch the bag himself. Advancing to second base is Zach Zubia. Franklin didn't have a play on him after he touched the bag. Zubia hustling a bit too much, going down to the second base bag. DeLuca 3 unassisted, out at first for a quick second out of this third inning. That'll bring up Noah Campbell, a guy that has just been so good as a left-handed hitter this summer. Average in the high 300s. Also hits really well here at home. Daylight play shown. Lingenfelter throws back to second. Zubia, not too big of a lead, dives back in time. Got some dirt on his jersey now. For YD, wearing the Sergeant Gannon jerseys tonight on Red Shirt Friday. Instead of having the red shirts, it's those instead. White pants. The usual home unis for YD. As Campbell fouls that one straight back. For Brewster, it'll be their teal uniforms, teal hats, white pants. Color that really sticks out at you. For Brewster, worked last year, 2017 Cape League Championship. They took it home. Lingenfelter peeks back at Zubia at second base. Here's the wind, the 0-1 to Campbell. That misses inside, evens up the count at 1. These 2 teams playing on the field today responsible for the past 4 Cape League championships. Brewster last year and YD the 3 before that. Lingenfelter sets the glove right at his head level. Kicks the leg up, the 1-1. That catches the outside corner for a strike. 1-2 the count on Noah Campbell. Zubia reached to start the inning on an E4. He's over at second base. Followed by a strikeout looking from Christian Koss. And a ground out to first base for Johnny DeLuca. Lingenfelter ahead of Campbell, 1-2. Here's the wind, the 1-2. Chop to the right side of the infield. That drifts just foul inside the line. Franklin Fields hesitated for a second. And the call was made by the first base umpire. Lena Kunta said that one was foul. Campbell about 3/4 of the way down the line. Turns around, jogs back down, picks up his bat, which was just outside the left-handed batter's box. The count stays at 1-2. YD trailing 4-0 here in the bottom of the third. All 4 of those runs coming in the top half of the third inning from the Whitecaps. Lingenfelter looks back at Zubia. Here's the wind, the 1-2. Dribble to the right side. That sneaks foul again inside that first base foul line. Count stays at 1-2 on Campbell. He'll get the start at second base for the Reds for the All-Star game, the Eastern Division All-Star team. And he'll just look over to his left, and he'll see Andrew Dashbach, who's getting the start at first base. Johnny DeLuca will get one of the starts in the outfield. And coming off the bench, position player-wise, Quinn Cotton, Christian Koss. 1-2, dribbled up the middle, stabbed by Lingenfelter off the mound, underhands over to first. That's in time for out number 3 here in the third inning. YD unable to cash in on the leadoff base runner. Head to the top of the fourth inning. Here from Red Wilson Field, 4-0, Whitecaps lead. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Red Sox trail 4-0 as Nathan Wiles goes back out on the bump to start this fourth inning. The Whitecaps touched him up for a four spot in the top half of the third inning. Get the score where we are at now. 8 batters came to the plate for the Whitecaps, and will be the only guy who didn't get to bat in that third inning. Ike Freeman, the second baseman, set to lead off this fourth inning. It'll be 9-1-2. In the Brewster lineup to face Wiles. Line in the first pitch. That's rocketed out into the gap in left center field. Cotton over, leaps, can't make the catch. That'll bounce off the wall. Rounding the bag at first and heading to second with a leadoff double is Ike Freeman. Jumping all over that first pitch from Nathan Wiles. And Cotton looked like took too much of a direct route to that one. Had to leap at the last second as that one went over his head and short hopped the wall. So top of the lineup, back up for the Whitecaps for the second straight inning. Dom Canzone to the plate with the runner now at second base in Freeman. As that is the 7th base hit of the ball game for the Whitecaps. There's the wind in the first pitch from Wiles. That misses down and inside for ball 1. So Wiles off to a rough start here today. 4 runs, 7 hits, working here in the top of the fourth inning. Just allowed the leadoff double to Ike Freeman. Canzone, the left-handed batter from Ohio State, awaits the 1-0. It misses outside, 2-0 the count. Wiles will now take a lap around the mound, at least to the back of the mound, regroup himself. So, ruling on that fly ball out to left field, it'll be an error on Quinn Cotton. That will allow Zach Zubia to reach. As the 1-0 misses. Actually catches the plate, 1-1 the count. So that's now going to be 5 errors so far for YD. An E7 on Quinn Cotton. As Wiles will turn and throw back to second base. Diving back in time is Ike Freeman. 4 runs in for the Whitecaps, top half of the third inning, threatening for more here in the fourth. Wiles out of the stretch, holds the baseball behind his back as he awaits the sign from Patrick Bailey. Gets what he wants, winds. Here's the 1-1, or 2-1, pardon me. That's fouled straight back. That'll even up the count at 2-2. No one holding Ike Freeman on over at second base. Campbell playing shaded way over in the hole at second base. Christian Koss shaded ever so up the middle. Far away from holding on Freeman. Here's the 2-2. Fastball misses just off the plate inside. 3-2 the count. Standing on deck is Cam Eden. The top of this lineup for Brewster, looking to do some more damage against Nathan Wiles. Wind, here's the 3-2. Dribble to the right side. That gets through into right field for a base hit. Rounding the bag at third and coming home is the runner, and Ike Freeman scores. The throw cut off by Dashbach in from right field from Albert, and that's the 5th run of the ball game for Brewster as they have jumped again on Nathan Wiles here in the 4th inning. That's an RBI single from Dom Canzone, bringing home Freeman from second base. And it's now 5-0 Whitecaps lead. 5 runs on 8 hits now for the Whitecaps, and there's still no outs top of the 4th inning. Some action up in the YD bullpen. Wiles really struggling here in the top of the 4th. Here's the first pitch to Eden. First pitch swinging, bloops it out into shallow right center field. Back is Campbell. He's there on the slide, makes the catch for out number 1. Retreating back to the base is Canzone over at first. Ball gets away on the throwback into the infield, but it's backed up by Quintana. And Eden stays over, Canzone stays over at at first base. That's a nice sliding play from Noah Campbell out at second for out number 1. That brings up Jesse Franklin. Singled, came around to score just an inning ago. That 4-run frame for the Whitecaps. Wiles peeks over his shoulder at the runner off of first. First pitch swing from Franklin. That one's launched deep right center field. No doubt about that one. It's gone. A 2-run home run for Jesse Franklin. He knew it right off the bat. And DeLuca and Albert moved just a few steps each before watching that one sail way over the right center field fence. It's now 7-0 Whitecaps. That was a bomb off the bat of Jesse Franklin. Home run number 1 for the Michigan Wolverine here on the summer. And Pick is out of the dugout on the third base side. That looks like it might do it for Nathan Wiles. Well, Franklin, as soon as he swung the bat on that one, was walking out of the box, flipped the bat towards the first base dugout. He knew it. DeLuca Albert barely moved at all, as Wiles will hand the ball to the reliever out of the bullpen for YD. We will get the information to you when we come back from the pitching break. Pitching change. So it'll be Ty Madrigal out of the bullpen for YD. In relief of Nathan Wiles, 3 1/3, 9 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, walked none, and struck out 3. He'll be replaced by Madrigal, 1.44 ERA, 7 games this summer, and 18 2/3 innings pitched. The first pitch from the lefty out of St. Mary's catches the outside corner for strike 1. Madrigal will also be an all-star for YD. He'll come out of the bullpen for the Eastern Division team. So he's coming out of the bullpen right here for YD. Put out the fire. Set so far here in this game by the Whitecaps offense. 7 runs off of Nathan Wiles in 3 1/3. Here's the 0-2 from Madrigal. That misses off the plate away with a fastball, trying to go right back to the well, and missed outside. 1-2 the count. Now the final nail in the coffin for Nathan Wiles. 2-run home run by Jesse Franklin. It's the 1-2 dribbled over to first base. Dashbach has it, takes it to the bag himself. That's in time for out number 2 here in the 4th inning. That'll bring up Hunter Bishop. So a 3 unassisted down to first base. Now Hunter Bishop will get a chance to bat here against Madrigal. But Bishop almost touches that bat back to his back when he steps into the box. First pitch. That catches the strike zone for strike 1. If you ever notice Robinson Cano, the Seattle Mariners, whenever he gets into the batter's box, left-handed hitter, puts the bat on his back and leans back a little bit. Bishop does the same thing. 0-1, rip to the right side, through into right field for a base hit. A first hit allowed from Ty Madrigal. That's going to be a 2-out single to extend this 4th inning. And Connor Gramis is going to get to come to the plate as the 7th batter of this 4th inning. 3 runs in for the Whitecaps as they are all over YD here. 7-0 here in the top of the 4th. Madrigal kicks, first pitch to Gramis. That catches the plate at the knees for a strike. Bishop and his 9 stolen bases stand over at first base. Madrigal's going to need to work to keep him on. Lefty kicks, fires home the 0-1. That's over for a strike. Quickly, 0-2 the count on Gramis. Madrigal, one of 4 YD pitchers that are going to get to participate in the All-Star game. Here's the wind in the 0-2. Ripped out to short. Past Christian Koss right under his glove. Into left center for a base hit. Rounding the bag at second. And holding up right there is Bishop. The throw back in by Cotton. Gets away from Campbell. Holding on the bag at second base. As Bishop sneaks back in safely. That's now 5 base hits. Here in the 4th inning for the Whitecaps. Gramis, a 2-out single. That's back-to-back 2-out base hits for the Whitecaps. That'll bring up Ray Alejo. Now the errors coming back to really bite the Red Sox. 5 errors for them. But Whitecaps have also just been jumping all over this YD pitching staff. Hitting balls hard, and for Jesse Franklin out of the ballpark. The first pitch from Madrigal to Ray Alejo. This is outside for ball 1. Whitecaps almost giving the Red Sox a bit of their own medicine. 11 hits here in the top of the 4th inning. Madrigal holds that glove out when he comes set right at the belt level. Looks back at Bishop. Here's the 1-0. That catches the plate on the outside edge. 1-1 the count. This is a YD team that jumped all over Bourne yesterday for 17 hits. And that 9-inning affair, well, only 8 innings at the plate, rather, for YD. But Brewster doing the same to them today. A 1-1 pitch, that misses outside. 2-1 the count on Alejo. Just the 8th batter to come to the plate for the Whitecaps here in the 4th inning. Madrigal stares in at Bailey. That gets his sign. One look back at second, the 2-1. That misses outside. 3-1 the count on Alejo, who's 2 for 2 today with an RBI. An RBI double coming in the 3rd inning. and singled on the first pitch he saw in the second inning for a single. He's 2 for 2. Runners take their leads off of first and second. That's Bishop off of second, Grammas off of first. Madrigal winds. Here's the 3-1 pitch, fouled straight back. And Alejo has worked the count full, 3-2 here against Madrigal. The twin brother of Nick Madrigal, 4th overall draft pick of the Chicago White Sox in this 2018 draft. Nick playing his college ball at Oregon State. 3-2 pitch. Dribble to the right side of the infield over to Campbell. Fields throws on over to first in time to get Alejo running down the line. Not before more damage is done by the Whitecaps. 3 runs in. Capitalized by a 2-run home run from Jesse Franklin to leave the score at 7-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Red Wilson Field. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the 4th inning here at Red Wilson Field, 7-0. Whitecaps lead over the Red Sox. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 due up in the YD order. Andrew Dashbach, Quinn Cotton, and Reese Albert scheduled to play here in the 4th. Facing Lingenfelter, still out there to start this 4th frame. First pitch curveball to Dashbach. Catches the inside edge for strike 1. Lingenfelter just 46 pitches working here in the 4th inning. He's yet to allow a run or a hit as the 0-1 skied out into semi-deep center field. Back was Bishop. Now he comes in and into shallow-ish right center field, is there to make the catch for out number 1. Looked like almost lost that one, and that was a weird route from Bishop, but he gets the out.
Second straight at bat. Dash has just gotten way under a ball and flown high in the sky, but not very far.
So I'm going to bring up Quinn Cotton. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. That part of a strike him out, throw him out double play. That came back in the 1st inning. Lingenfelter kicks. First pitch, that's fouled off the first base side and out of play. So the score's 7-0. And the last time Lingenfelter was out against the Red Sox, that coming in that 6-6 tie at Stony Brook Field with YD. He had 4 1/3 innings. He had a 6-0 lead in that game. YD ended up tying the game as the 0-1 over on the outside corner for strike 2. At 6-6, mentioned they took the lead. Then the game was called in the middle of the top of the 9th inning, and the run was taken off the board, resulting in the tie. But YD's kind of seen this story before with this guy on the mound. 0-2 pitch, misses outside.
For the Red Sox, I think these last 10 games, you can't get complacent. Sure, they've clinched a playoff spot, but there's a ton more to play for here.
Here's the wind and the 1-2 to Cotton. That one's blooped out into shallow right center field. Back is Freeman. In is Alejo on the slide. Makes the catch right about a foot off the ground. Ray Alejo comes in and scoops that one, makes the catch for out number 2.
And a good job of communication as well between Freeman and Alejo. The second baseman, Freeman, going back as well.
So here's Reese Albert, going to try to make this avoid this being a 1-2-3 frame again for YD. They were sit down 1-2-3 in the second inning. The line in the first pitch from Lingenfelter, a swing and a miss from Albert. Aggressive after a fastball and comes up empty. Just faced 4 batters in the first inning, faced 4 batters in the third inning. It's been a pretty efficient day for Lingenfelter. Albert dribbles that one right up the first base line in foul territory. Franklin Fields throws on over to first with Lingenfelter covering, and that's in time for out number 3. Red Sox set down 1-2-3 here in the 4th inning as we head to the top of the 5th. 6-0 Whitecaps lead. Top of the 5th inning here at Red Wilson. A 7-0 lead for the visiting Brewster Whitecaps. And it will be the 8-man Gage Workman. It will lead off 8-9-1 due up in the Whitecaps lineup. The switch hitter will turn around from the left side. He batted left-handed first 2 times against Nathan Wiles. Was 0 for 2. Now he'll turn around and bat from the right side against the lefty Ty Madrigal. First pitch from him. That'll miss outside for ball 1. Workman struck out in the second inning and grounded out to Dashbach at first in the third. Madrigal winds, kicks. That one lifted out into center field. DeLuca a step back. Now comes in. He's there. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Good start to the inning for Ty Madrigal. 2 straight innings that the leadoff man reached for the Whitecaps, and it spelled disaster for Nathan Wiles. All 7 of the runs pegged to him here in this ball game. Just 3 in the third inning, 7 runs on 9 hits. The wind, the first pitch to Ike Freeman. That drifts off the... Actually, that'll catch the outside edge for a strike. 0-1 the count. It's 1 for 2 today with a double. That came back to lead off the 4th. As the 0-1 misses outside for a ball, 1-1 the count. That one just really a bad route by Quinn Cotton. He kind of ran straight at the ball, and it just kept sailing over his head. 1-1 misses outside for Madrigal, 2-1 the count. And just one of many defensive lapses today we've seen from the Red Sox. Team really struggles with defense. They've gotten better over the past few games now. Just kind of compiling mistakes today as the 2-1 is swung on and missed right over the top of a pitch by Ike Freeman. And the count now 2-2. Middle of the infield wide open. Christian Koss playing way over in the hole at shortstop. It's the 2-2 swung on and popped up in foul territory down the first base side, and that drifts out of play. Count stays even.
Boy, and a fan running in slides to just swipe that ball away from a friend giving chase as well. Heck of a play.
Plenty of room to chase foul balls here at Red Wilson Field, down both right and left field lines. A little bit more down the right field line. Plenty of area, the picnic area where the players eat after the game near the concession stand. Here's the 2-2. Ripped out to the left side of the infield. On one hop, Quintana Fields throws on over to first in time for out number 2. A pretty play from Nick Quintana going to his left. Clean defensive play. And that'll be 2 down. So now the top of the order due up. This is where all the damage has been done. It'll be Dom Canzone for the 4th time today. 4th time in 5 innings. Will bat. First pitch from Madrigal. Off-speed pitch. Starts at the shoulder. Breaks off to the inside corner. But it misses for ball 1. Canzone out of Ohio State is a Buckeye. 1-0. That swung on and lifted out into right field. Back a few steps is Albert. He's there. He'll make the catch for out number 3. Madrigal. A clean 1-2-3 5th inning as he sets down the Whitecaps in order. We head to the bottom half of the 5th. 7-0 Whitecaps lead over YD.
Home half of the 5th inning and a 7-0 lead for the Brewster Whitecaps over the YD Red Sox. Brandon Pelter with TJ Matheson and Zach Lingenfelter out for another inning of work. He's been terrific so far. 4 innings pitched, no runs, no hits, and 3 strikeouts for the Tennessee Volunteer. He'll face Patrick Bailey to lead off the inning. So far today, Bailey a fly out to right field. Switch hitter bats from the left side. The first pitch misses away. Lingenfelter, the righty, working from the wind here to lead off the inning. Lingenfelter winds 1-0. Misses outside yet again. 2 balls and no strikes. Bailey hitting .286. His 7th game with the Red Sox, 4th start.
Yeah, outside of those first 2 batters of the ball game, he walked them both. But besides that, he's been really efficient.
Here's the 2-0 from Lingenfelter. Upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. That was how he started out the game, a 4-pitch walk to Johnny DeLuca. Since then, as TJ mentioned, really has settled in. Outside of those 2 walks, Zach Zubia reached on an E4 back in the 3rd. The only 3 base runners for YD. Here's the 3-0. Outside, ball 4, a breaking ball. And Patrick Bailey aboard to lead off the home half of the 5th. So walk number 3 for Lingenfelter. Still no action down the right field line in the Whitecaps bullpen. They have the handy 7-0 lead. Here's Nick Quintana. Saunters up to the plate. The righty from Arizona hitting .234 for YD, but the last 4 games been on a tear. 5 for his last 13. Lingenfelter from the stretch steps off and throws over. Bailey back safely. That equates to .382 for Quintana, although struck out swinging in his first at-bat today. The righty sets at the chin, kicks, and the first pitch. Off speed, called the strike on the outer third. For Quintana, it's been kind of a guess-and-check kind of game at the plate throughout the summer, testing different things. But I think at this point, Scott Pickler agreed, field manager for the Red Sox, he's confident. That's the difference. 0-1 from Lingenfelter. Inside, and that hits Quintana on the upper arm in the front, and first 2 base runners aboard here in the home half of the 5th.
Yeah, this is kind of like the first inning. It's just kind of the control that Lingenfelter has had. Just escaped him, 4-pitch walk, and then a hit by pitch.
Well, you might think a 7-0 lead is safe for the Whitecaps, rather. But not necessarily. Earlier this season, blew an 8-1 lead against Chatham. That turned into a loss. The day after they were ahead of YD 6-0, that ended in a 6-6 tie. It's been a struggle for these Whitecaps. 9 wins, 22 losses, 3 ties this season. They're on the outside looking in that Eastern Division. Zach Zubia is up. First 2 men aboard for the Red Sox. No outs, bottom 5. YD trails by 7. The righty sets in the first pitch. Ball's in for a called strike.
And they're facing a YD squad that at home averages almost 7 runs a game and hits .332. So they're going to have the work cut out for them to keep this YD offense off the board.
Still plenty of baseball left here at Red Wilson Field. Beautiful day in South Yarmouth. Starting to cool off. The 0-1. Upstairs, 1-1 the count on Zubia. Has some pop in the bat. We saw on Monday at Fenway Park hit 4 dingers onto the Green Monster. Big kid, although he has struggled a bit out here on the Cape, hitting .235. The righty first base side of the rubber. Kicks in the 1-1. Swing and a tapper right back to Lingenfelter at the base of the mound. Only play is at first, and he makes it for the first out. So now the Red Sox advance 2 into scoring position, just an out in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, same effect as a sacrifice bunt there from Zubia. Only play for Lingenfelter was go to first. But now that'll move 2 runners into scoring position for Christian Koss.
Koss, the 9-man, an all-star. Made the reserves list for the Eastern Division, hitting .277 for YD. The lanky righty out of UC Irvine is ready, as is Lingenfelter. First pitch, waved at and missed. 0-1 the count, with Patrick Bailey on third base, walked to start off the inning, and Nick Quintana on second. He was hit by a pitch. YD trails by 7. Here at home, Red Wilson Field. 7-3 in their last 10. The 0-1. Swung on and lifted into right field. Alejo camping under it. Charges. Bailey fakes the tag. Throw comes home. Nowhere to go for the Red Sox. Second out is a fly out to right, and YD keeps 2 base runners in scoring position.
Koss just trying to manufacture a run. Blue thought he might have that one get out deep enough into right field, but Alejo fielded that in pretty shallow right field and fired an absolute seed all the way to home plate on the line. Bailey would have been dead meat coming down the line.
That brings up the 1-man, Johnny DeLuca, 0 for 1 with a ground out. He walked to start out the YD offense at the plate. They've been silent. No hits, no runs. They trail the Whitecaps by 7 runs. Second and third for YD. Lingenfelter sets at the chin, kicks and deals. Misses upstairs. DeLuca has really turned things around. Struggled at the start of the season for the Red Sox. Another switch hitter. He's batting from the left side for YD as well. The 1-0. Clipsy outside corner. A fastball called a strike. So 1-1 the count, 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth, and 2 men in scoring position for the Red Sox. DeLuca, the Oregon Duck. 1-1. Waved at and missed. 1-2 the count. Yesterday for the Whitecaps, a 17-3 loss against the Chatham A's. They allowed 12 hits, 15 walks as well. So quite the bounce back from the Whitecaps. A team 4 points out of a playoff spot. 1-2. Misses down low. 2-2 the count. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth, 2 men aboard for the Red Sox. It's got to be tough to motivate your players when you have as many wins, 9, as YD losses this season. These Whitecaps have been motivated today, though. The 2-2 offering. Swung on and on one hop to the second baseman, Freeman. Goes on to first in time, and the Sox are retired. First 2 men reach, but YD can't do much more after that. No runs, no hits, 2 men left on base. 7-0 the score after 5. Brewster leads. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Through 5 innings at Red Wilson Field, 7-0. The Whitecaps lead the Red Sox. Brandon Pelter with TJ Matheson, and the Red Sox make a change defensively behind the plate now. Matt Dyer doing the catching as the second hitter, Cam Eden, steps up to plate here to lead off the top of the 6th. Still Ty Madrigal for the Red Sox. Madrigal came in with an out in the 4th, allowed 2 hits. Since then, he's worked a clean slate, a 1-2-3 5th inning for Madrigal from St. Mary's. He's an all-star as well. The lefty toes the rubber, and the right-hander Eden is ready. First pitch misses low. 7-0 Brewster out in front of the Red Sox. YD still without a hit. The Whitecaps with 11. 1-0. Swung on and lined right back up the middle. A base hit for Eden to start out the 6th.
The Whitecaps just continuing to jump all over this YD pitching staff. That's now hit number 12 here on the ballgame for the Whitecaps. Here's Jesse Franklin, who launched one out of sight his last time up.
And that just his first home run of the season. Wasn't afraid to show off a little bit, and I think Patrick Bailey had a few words for him as he crossed home plate. First pitch, breaking ball, swung on and looped it to the third baseman. Quintana makes the catch for out number 1.
And trying to be aggressive right there. Catch Ty Madrigal, throwing him a nice easy fastball right at the knees, but instead just pops it up for out number 1.
That brings up the four-man Brandon Martirano. 0 for 3, reached via the E5 back in the first inning. The Red Sox, 4 errors so far today, and we're just in the top of the 6th. First pitch comes in tight. Martirano jackknifes out of the way. Red Sox in their last 4 games committed just 1. Are looking much better, much more clean in the field. Today, of course, that all changed. 1-0. Flown out of play. 1-1 now the count. 1 out top of the 6th. And this Hawaii team with a fielding percentage of just .954. Second to last among Cape League teams, and that's really the only part of the Red Sox game where they struggle. It's Eden off of first. Madrigal, the lefty, sets in 1-1. 3/4 swing. He misses. 1-2 the count here on Martirano. Still plenty of sunshine here at Red Wilson Field. Nearing 6:45 in South Yarmouth. Red Sox just 10 games left in the regular season. Hard to believe. Madrigal sets, kicks in the 1-2. Waved at and missed for out number 2. That's the first strikeout for Ty Madrigal. A breaking ball. Got Martirano. Now 2 outs with Eden still at first base. Led off the inning with a single up the middle. Hunter Bishop steps up, and he's 2 for 3 today. An RBI and a run scored. First pitch. Breaking ball misses inside. Bishop scored in that 4-run third inning, which Whitey committed 2 errors. 1-0. Breaking ball misses upstairs. 2-0 the count. Red Sox allowing 4 in the third, 3 runs in the fourth inning. 9 hits coming between those 2 frames as well. 9 of 12 total for Brewster. The 2-0. In tight, that catches Bishop. He's on his way up the first base side. Doesn't seem very happy about it. Now first and second for the Whitecaps. 2 outs here in the 6th.
And notice home plate umpire Bill Haynes walked about halfway down that first base line with Bishop before tossing Ty Madrigal a new baseball. Interesting. Nothing going of that, though.
For YD, no reason that they would be hitting anybody on purpose, and certainly no indication that that was intentional. So I don't really understand why Bishop would have much of an issue with that. I mean, it happens. It's a part of the game.
Yeah, sometimes ball just gets away from a pitcher, and unfortunately the hitters have to pay for it, but it's just part of the game.
Connor Gramis, the DH, up next. 2 men on, 2 out, top of the 6th, and a 7-run lead for the Whitecaps. Madrigal sets. Lefty deals. Swung on and lifted. Foul ground toward the Whitecaps dugout first base side, and that clears the foul fence out of play. Ty Madrigal, certainly the last guy you'd expect on the YD roster to be hitting someone intentionally. Just one of the nicest guys, somewhat soft-spoken.
Like I said, and, we're playing this summer ball. Not that enough on the line to warrant, needing to ever being someone intentionally.
So 0-1 the count on the 6-man Gramis. Here's the pitch. Swung on and driven to right field. Albert toward the line a bit. Settles under it and makes the catch to retire the side. No runs on a hit. 2 men left on base for the Whitecaps. Red Sox coming to plate. Home half of the 6th. They trail it 7-0. You're listening to Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. 7-0, the Brewster Whitecaps lead the YD Red Sox here at Red Wilson Field. Brandon Pelter with TJ Mathewson as we head to the bottom of the sixth. The new pitcher on for the Whitecaps, it's Zach Schneider from Florida Atlantic.
His first appearance on the summer this past spring at Florida Atlantic. 24 games started, one of them 7-1 record in ERA at 2.61, and he's going to pick up where Zach Lingenfelter left off. Hadn't allowed a hit through 5 innings.
Schneider activated just yesterday on the 19th of July, late in the season. There are a couple players released from the Whitecaps. So Schneider, a first appearance for the 6-foot right-hander. He winds in the first pitch to Noah Campbell. Misses inside. Coming from the sidearm slot a bit, but it proved successful at FAU this past spring. 1-0 the pitch. Inside, swung on and driven out to right center field. Alejo on his horse, it's off the wall. Campbell turning around first, he's into second base. A stand-up double to start the home half of the sixth.
That was a scorching double off the bat of Noah Campbell. Just jumps all over that pitch from Zach Schneider and rides it off that wall in right center field. And with his good wheels, no doubt he's getting to second base. Double number 4 on the summer for Noah, who just continues to churn out extra base hits.
That brings up Andrew Dashbach. Here, no outs in the home half of the sixth. Red Sox chasing 7 runs. That the lead for the Whitecaps, and that from Noah Campbell, the first hit of the day for YD. Lingenfelter comes set, kicks in the first pitch, breaks outside. Lingenfelter, an odd set there, hunches down a bit and kind of shakes the glove with his ball in the mitt and brings it down toward his chest. Goes to it again, the 1-0. Misses outside off the glove of Martirano, but Campbell stays put at second.
Kind of Major League reference, Pat Neshek-like on the mound with his sidearm delivery in the set.
Second baseman Freeman in and out, keeping Campbell close. Still no outs, the 2-0. Swung on and missed. Looked like he pulled the strings on Dashbach. Andrew 0 for 2 today, the Stanford Cardinal. Leads YD 5 home runs. Schneider sets 2-1. Waved at and missed. Same spot, same result. It's now 2-2 on Dash.
No, for Dashbach, it looks like that pitch looks like it's going to be right down the middle, kind of on the inside part, and then just dips right below the hands right as he swings at it and misses the bat.
Dash also leads the Red Sox with 20 RBIs, looking for another here. The 2-2 offering. Swung on and a grounder to the shortstop. Workman running left, gloves, and throws in time to first to retire Dash. Campbell stays put at second base. Now 1 out in the top of the sixth.
Well, that ball right in front of him. Campbell had to stay put over at second base. Just had to watch Workman go to his left to make a nice play over to first.
Here's Quinn Cotton for the Red Sox. Cotton so far 0 for 2. Flew out to right field. Alejo made a nice sliding grab. First pitch. Misses low and in. Cotton yesterday 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs, 2 runs as well in the 8-2 win over Bourne. From Grand Canyon, the WAC Player of the Year, batting from the right side, 1-0. Fouled to the fence behind the plate, 1-1 with 1 out. And a runner in scoring position here for the Red Sox in the home half of the sixth. They trail the Whitecaps by 7 runs, though. Shade creeping in, covering most of the left side of the infield, the mound and the plate as well. The 1-0, 1-1 rather, tapped behind Martirano, the catcher, and it's now 1-2 on Cotton.
Really violent swing there from Quinn, almost swinging out of his shoes. Just comes up empty with that one.
So 1-2 the count, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Whitecaps 7 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors. Red Sox no runs on 1 hit, 4 errors so far today. The 1-2 offering. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Delayed call by the home plate umpire Bill Haynes, and Quinn Cotton just turned to him and said, "You can't do that." That's the 2nd out and the first strikeout for Zach Schneider.
Just a real nasty pitch there from Schneider with the sidearm delivery. Almost starts it off at Cotton's hip, and that just breaks right onto the inside corner for a strikeout. Just nasty stuff there.
And with 2 away, it's Reese Albert, the Florida State Seminole. Batting from the left side, the first pitch. Busts him inside. Albert cooled off a bit, hitting .306. Batting average was up near 400 just about a week or so ago. Campbell leads off second. He led off the inning with a double. Now 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th as Schneider sets and the righty kicks with the 1-0. Swung on and grounded up the first base line. Franklin gloves it, throws on to first in time, and Reese Albert thought it was a foul ball. So did Dan Jaffe. With a few words for the home plate umpire, that's the end of the inning. Both standing there perplexed. Albert halfway up the line, Jaffe standing at the first base bag, and now Pick with a conversation. Nothing will change here as we head to break. No runs on a hit. 1 man is left on base. It's 7-0 through 6 here at Red Wilson Field. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Seven nothing, the lead for the Whitecaps as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Brandon Pelter with T.J. Mathewson. Here is Mitch Turansky, the new pitcher, on for the Red Sox. Turansky, a 6.18 ERA, making his 10th appearance out of the bullpen. Trying to work that back down after a tough start to the season. It'll be the 7-man Ray Alejo to lead things off. Here for the Whitecaps, first pitch. Breaking ball misses low. Final line on Ty Madrigal. 2 2/3 innings pitch. 3 hits. No runs allowed and 1 strikeout. Turansky, the lefty, with the 1-0. Called a strike down the outside corner. Michigan State Spartan delivers the 1-1, swung on and missed. Now 1-2 ahead of Ray Alejo, the 7-man, who's 2 for 3, a single, and a 2 RBI double. Turansky with Michigan State this past season, 2.42 ERA in 27 appearances, 1-2. Misses outside, working noticeably quicker than we're accustomed to with him on the bump.
Yeah, Whitey's still a lot of work to do here in the 7th inning. And Turansky just got to keep this Brewster offense at bay.
The 2-2 fouled back, and the count remains here on Alejo leading off the top of the 7th inning. 7-0, the Whitecaps lead the Red Sox. Final game of the regular season series between these two teams. Whitey currently leads it 2-1-2, and those two ties coming at Stony Brook Field. The 2-2 fouled back yet again, and that caught a piece of Matt Dyer, hunched over a bit. Home plate umpire out to hand deliver that ball to Turansky. Dyer kind of waving around that right hand. He'll stay in this game.
That's his throwing hand. You see that a lot with catchers. They teach you to hold it behind your back no matter how tempted you are to bring it out in front of your plate just for protection-wise. There's nothing covering it. And it looked like that one on the foul tip just caught a piece of it.
Just kind of waving that arm in circles, stretching it out a bit. So easy to just get beaten up as a catcher. And we've seen Dyer earlier this year, a couple games where he has just gotten hit hard. Bunch of foul balls. The 2-2. Breaking ball misses up and away, and the count runs full here, 3-2 on Alejo, the 7-man. Gage Workman on deck for the Whitecaps. Turansky sets center of the rubber, the lefty at the chest, kicks, payoff pitch is swung on off the end of the bat, up the right field line. Albert is over, it bounces in a fair ball. Going for 2, Alejo, he's in there safely with a dive. That throw not in time, and a leadoff double here for the Whitecaps in the 7th.
Yeah, you talk about perfect placement. That one tucked about as inside the line you can get as there is to touching the line. And it drops it just right in shallow right field. Nothing Albert can do to go get that one. And a leadoff double here. Not hit all that hard, but gets the job done. Reese Albert delivered a strong throw, and Christian Koss gloved it off a hop and actually pretended to chase that ball into left field, trying to draw Alejo off the bag. Didn't get him to flinch, though, and now the 8-man, Gage Workman, steps up, hitting from the right side. First pitch misses away. And for the Red Sox, a few changes defensively. Johnny DeLuca moves over to first base. Zach Ashford into center field, so Ashford will come in dash box spot. Second time this season we've seen DeLuca come to the infield. The 1-0. Fouled back, out of play. Now 1-1 the count on Workman. 0 for 3. Bunted right back to the pitcher Wiles at the time, who made an athletic play. Workman would tell you he's safe, but the first base umpire didn't agree. Alejo leads off second after the leadoff double. Still no outs top of the 7th. A 7-run lead for the Whitecaps. 1-1. Swung on and lifted out of play right side. Turansky working ahead here of another Whitecaps hitter. Got ahead of Alejo before evening things out 3-2, and then the double down the right field line. The lefty sets at the chest, kicks in the 1-2. Runner goes. Breaking ball swung on and missed. No throw down to third. Dyer drops it, so has to throw up the first base side. There's out number 1 as Alejo swipes third. Good pitch. 2-strike pitch there for Mitch Turansky. Just buries a breaking ball in the dirt. That Workman just can't lay off of. And with the runner Alejo going on the pitch, Dyer a chance only to go to third.
So here's the 9-man, Ike Freeman. Doubled and came around to score in the 4th inning. 7-0 lead for the Whitecaps. Another possible run out at third base now. That's Ray Alejo, who started out the inning with a leadoff double. First pitch. Swung on and popped high in foul ground, first base side. DeLuca over, and the outfielder playing first makes the catch for out number 2. So DeLuca thought he was getting himself away from some fly balls there and worked himself into a play over at first.
Ball always seems to find you if you're thinking something like that. Just how the game of baseball works.
And now the one-man Dom Canzone is up. He's had a day. 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and RBI. First pitch catches the outside corner. The Whitecaps, 4 runs in the third inning, 3 runs in the fourth inning, and a 7-0 lead. Here's the 0-1. Dips low. Entirety of the left side of the infield in shade. First base as well. Second base with plenty of sunlight. Same with the outfield. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. Boy, Canzone wanted to send that one to the moon. Came up empty. He's now behind a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs and a runner on third in the top of the 7th. Turansky toes the center of the rubber, peers in. Now the lefty sets at the chest. Kicks in the 1-2. Swung on and a ground ball to the shortstop. Cost backhands, long throw in time to retire the side. Turansky works out of a leadoff double. No runs on a hit. 1 man left on base. It's 7-0 Whitecaps through 6.5. Time to get up and stretch. We invite you to join us from home. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Home half of the 7th inning. Sox running out of time. They trail the Whitecaps 7-0 here. And Matt Dyer steps up for his first plate appearance of the afternoon. For the Whitecaps, scoring 4 runs in the third, 3 runs in the fourth. On 13 hits. They have 2 errors. The Red Sox scoreless with 1 hit and 4 errors. First pitch from Schneider out of the wind. Swung on and nubbed up the first base side. Rolls back fair. Schneider fields. Flips to first in time. Off the end of the bat. A nubber up the first base side with some backspin to it. Came back fair. The first out, a funky one. It'll go down 1-3 in the books for the first out in the bottom of the 7th inning. But put a little asterisk next to it. An odd play, and hats off to Matt Dyer for recognizing that off the bat and running things out, making it interesting over at first. Now Nick Quintana steps up. Hit in his last plate appearance back in the 5th inning. Advanced to second, wouldn't go further. First pitch, called a strike. Red Sox had runners at second and third base. Couldn't get him around to score. First two reached in the fifth. The 0-1. Low in the dirt, 1-1 the count. YD had the first two reach in the first inning. And in the fifth inning as well, still unable to score. Just one hit. That belongs to Noah Campbell, a double. The 0-1, 1-1 rather. Called a strike on the outside corner, and it's 1-2 here on Quintana, who did strike out swinging back in the second inning. Schneider, the righty, working from the wide into the motion 1-2. Waved at, missed. Strike three. Quintana down on strikes for the second time tonight. Not the second strikeout for Schneider here in the bottom of the seventh. So with two away, Zach Zubia steps into the right side. Zubia so far 0 for 2, did reach via an E4. The first pitch. Swung on and lined right back up the middle. Bishop, though, is there. Sox go down in order in the home half of the seventh. It's 7-0. Brewster leads YD. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the eighth inning here at Red Wilson Field, 7-0. The Whitecaps lead the Red Sox. Brandon Pelter joined by special guest Mark Howard.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on, Mark. And some changes here for the Red Sox. Now pitching is Luke Waddell out on the mound for the Red Sox, a position player making his debut on the bump. Waddell from Georgia Tech, and we'll have to look in the books here. Has he pitched at all?
That'd be interesting to know.
He's a righty, and he'll face Cam Eden to start out the inning. First pitch, called a strike, and who knows, was that his fastball or his changeup?
I'd say that's a 55-mile-an-hour changeup right there.
Adam Kerner, the catcher for Whitey, is also in the game at third. Here's the 0-1, is swung on and fouled back, 0-2. Brad Beasley is out in center field for YD. Zach Zubia is over at first base. Boy, things have gone off the rails a bit.
You could say that. One hit through 7.
Kerner now sets 0-2. Misses low and in the dirt. So Mark, the public address announcer here, taking a little break in this game. What's it like to now have a headset on as opposed to speaking into a mic?
This is so much fun. I absolutely love it. It's been a dream of mine to do something like this.
1-2, swung on and roped through the whole left side into left field. I'm very intrigued to see how long this experiment really lasts for the Red Sox.
They have nothing to lose at this point. Down by 7 in the 8th.
Down by 7, a playoff spot clinched, sitting 10 points ahead of the Next closest team in the East at the Anglers with 34 points. I mean, Whitey's sitting pretty with only 10 games left.
By the same token, Brewster's battling for their playoff lives right now, so this should be a big boost for them.
First pitch to Jesse Franklin misses up and away. Franklin hitting from the left side with Eden over at first base. So from Georgia Tech, no pitching stats for Luke Waddell. The 1-0. Called a strike, clips the outside corner. I do have to think it's got to be a little bit difficult, right, to have to now sit back on a guy?
No doubt. No doubt. It could throw off their timing for the rest of the season. You never know.
Especially seeing mid-90s, 1-1 misses low. I mean, lower to mid-90s isn't normal. I'm sure they've seen upper 90s, these Whitecaps hitters, throughout the summer. This just has to be odd.
Absolutely. But I will give Luke one thing. He's got a nice, easy motion out there.
2-1. Swung on off the end of the bat, out of play left side, and now it's 2-2 on the three-man. Jesse Franklin, who's 3 for 4 today, 2 singles, a 2-run home run as well.
That wasn't just a home run. That disappeared into the trees. That was some shot.
Eden leads off of first. He singled through the left side to begin the top of the 8th. 2-2. Misses up and away, and the count runs full 3-2. I just love to see his reaction, right? He misses on the 2-2 pitch, and same as a pitcher,
and
a little frustrated.
Disappointed. Absolutely.
So YD and Scott Pickler going a bit nuts here, trailing 7-0. Payoff pitch. Check swing fouled behind the plate. Not even really a half swing from Franklin, just got a piece of that shaft of the bat. So, Mark, how did you first get involved with YD?
You know, the team's general manager, Steve Fauscher, just saw that I was here all the time. I was hosting, we were hosting players.
So 3-2 belted foul out of play right side.
And they were looking for board members, and then he said, would you be interested? And I said, would I be interested? Of course, absolutely.
And how long ago was that?
This was in the summer of 15, maybe? Yeah, I think 15.
Payoff pitch is swung on and roped out to right field. Albert back to the wall. He makes the catch. To the warning track, or where a warning track would be if we had one here at Red Wilson. That's the first out here in the top of the 8th.
And Luke now has an official ERA.
Stands at 0 right now. Did allow Cam Eden aboard, a single through the left side. He now stands at first with 1 away here in the top of the 8th. And the 4-man Brandon Martorano up. First pitch, swung on and missed. Did he pull the strings? It's so hard to tell out here.
I think he's pulling the strings with every pitch.
What else sets at the belt? 0-1. Swung on and in the air to deep center field. Beasley is back. He settles under it and makes the catch. 2 away.
Keeping him in the park, that's what counts.
That is all that matters. You can hit it as far as you want, but if the catch is made, it goes down as an out in the scorebook.
That's right.
So Hunter Bishop now steps into the left side. Bishop 2 for 3. An RBI, a run, and was also hit by a pitch. Eden leads off first. He led off the inning with a single. Whitecaps lead the Red Sox by 7. The first pitch, breaking ball, stays outside. Little bite on that curve. Infield now covered in shade. Outfield full of sunlight. They swing around to the right side. 1-0. Stays away. 2-0 the count here on the 5-man Bishop.
I'd really like to see what the guns are showing down there.
I don't know that Luke Waddell would like to see that, though.
You're probably right.
Here's the 2-0 from the righty. Misses low. 3-0 the count.
Umpire should be a little bit more forgiving in this case, I think.
You'd like to think so. They tend to be with the 3-0 count. That pitch coming up. Swung on and missed. Woof! Bishop wanted that one. That was certainly an off-speed pitch.
No question.
From Waddell, although it can be a bit tough to tell.
I don't think we've seen his true fastball yet.
3-1.
Oh, there we go.
That one called a strike. Now 3-2. Full count on Bishop with Eden at first base. Led off the inning with a single. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Here's the payoff pitch. That one just misses low and away.
Little cry out from the fans of disapproval there.
Just missing the black on the outside corner. Might have been a tad low as well. Connor Gramma steps up. 2 men on, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. A 7-0 lead for the Whitecaps. Grammas 1 for 4. First pitch. Called a strike on the outer third. Grammas singled to left. Also reached via the E3 back in the 2nd inning. Waddell sets 0-1. Inside corner called a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Luke Waddell ahead of the 6-man Connor Grammas, and now I think he rears back and goes for that true fastball.
Can't wait to see what happens.
The Yellow Jacket sets 0-2. Is swung on and driven to right center field. Albert, the right fielder, has a beat on it and makes the catch. Luke Waddell, a grin as he crosses the third baseline. No runs on a hit. 2 men are left on base, and as we head to the home half of the 8th, it's a 7-0 lead. Brewster over YD. Mark, thanks so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure, Brandon. Appreciate it.
You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Seven 0 the Brewster Whitecaps lead the YD Red Sox here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brandon Pelter here with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for YD, it'll be 9-1-2 due up in the bottom half of the inning. Christian Koss to get things started. Koss 0 for 2 today. The Red Sox just 1 hit on the scoreboard, accompanying a 0 under runs and 4 under the error total. Schneider, first pitch, swing and a soft liner left side. The third baseman, Eden, ranging left, makes the catch for the first out. This game for YD has turned into, from what was a real downer, 7-0 offense struggling, and now it's become something fun, and Luke Waddell will certainly remember this for a lifetime, pitching against some of the top talent across the Cape. And I think it makes turning the page for tomorrow so much easier. So the 1 man now up. That's Waddell, I believe. The first pitch to the lefty is called a strike on the inside corner. It is, in fact, Waddell hitting here for YD. Schneider winds in the 0-1. Swung on and a grounder. Second base side of the bag up the middle. That off the glove of Freeman. Sliding to his right, booted it, and that should be the 3rd error of the game for the Whitecaps. Noah Campbell now in for the Red Sox. He's got the lone hit of the game for YD. That was a double to right field in the 6th inning. Waddell leads off first after the error. Schneider with the funky set. First pitch. That misses low and away. Schneider, as we mentioned last half inning, bends down, hunches a bit, kind of with a bend at the waist, and then wiggles the glove with the ball in it toward his chest with the hands extended, coming set. The 1-0. Misses outside. 2-0 the count here on the Gamecock, Noah Campbell. Waddell, the pitcher, leads off of first. The 2-0. That one misses down. 3-0 the count on Noah Campbell, hitting .388 to lead the Red Sox offense, which came into the day hitting north of .330 at home. That certainly is well down. Right now, the Red Sox with just a hit in the bottom of the 8th. The 3-0 misses outside, ball 4. Red Sox with 2 men aboard, just it out here in the home half of the 8th, and Brad Beasley steps up for his first plate appearance of the day. Schneider allowing his first walk came in relief of Zach Lingenfelter, who pitched a gem. 5 innings of no-run, no-hit baseball. Collected 3 strikeouts as well. Beasley hitting nearly .390 for the Red Sox. First pitch. Breaking ball called a strike on the outer third. Missed a few weeks with a hamstring injury. Now starting to get back into the swing of things for YD. Fighting for a starting spot in the outfield. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. A breaking ball. 0-2 the count here on Beasley with an out. 2 men aboard for the Red Sox. Bottom of the 8th. They trail Brewster by 7. Schneider making his debut for Brewster. Sets at the chest. The 0-2. Check swing, foul into the Whitecaps dugout first base side. YD back in action tomorrow. They travel to Veterans Field to take on the Anglers. At a 7 o'clock start. You can hear it all right here on the YD Red Sox YouTube page, and also check out the Red Sox Twitter page at YD_Red Sox. 0-2. Breaking ball called strike 3. Beasley down looking for out number 2 here in the 8th. It was a breaking ball that jumped from the inner third to the heart of the plate, and Beasley was fooled. Strikeout number 3 for Zach Schneider. Quinn Cotton now up. He's 0 for 3 today. Similar theme for the Red Sox. Just 1 hit so far. Runners on first and second. The first pitch to Cotton. Breaking ball called a strike on the inner third. He was unhappy. Struck out looking in the 6th inning. Turned to Bill Haynes, the home plate umpire, in frustration. Told him twice, you can't call that pitch. The 0-1. Busts Cotton inside. The count even, a ball and a strike. After Saturday's game, the Red Sox, some of them at least an off day, but 9 YD Red Sox players will appear in the All-Star game slated for Sunday at White House Field. Should be a terrific day at the ballpark as long as the rain stays away. 1-1. Inside, and that catches a part of Quinn Cotton on that arm, and now the base is loaded for the Red Sox as Reese Albert steps up. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. YD can make this game interesting, trailing 7 runs, but 3 men on the base paths here, and Reese Albert up. Wouldn't be the craziest thing to have happened this summer. I think we probably saw that in the top half of the inning with Luke Waddell pitching. First pitch to the lefty. Breaking ball clips the outside corner. Albert doesn't like it yet again. He was also frustrated his last time at the plate. Grounded a ball up the first base side, which he was sure was foul. Dan Jaffe was as well, and it looked like it was from up here, but the umpires called it a fair ball. The 0-1. Swung on, tapped foul. 0-2 the count here on Reese Albert. 0 for 3 today. Matt Dyer stands on deck. He came into this game behind the plate. The 0-2. Inside and low. 1-2 here on the Seminole, hitting .268 in his freshman season with Florida State. Doesn't seem like a tight one, but Whitey with a golden opportunity here. Just 4 outs left for the Red Sox. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Bases juiced. The 1-2. Breaking ball misses outside. 2-2 the count. The Whitecaps outfield shifted over to the left just a bit. Still full of sunlight. Just about 7:30 here at South Yarmouth. Plenty of fans hanging around. Watch a more interesting ball game. 2-2. Misses away. 3-2 the count on Albert. Reese has stayed around the middle of the lineup for the Red Sox. While he's cooled off a bit, still hitting .302. It's Waddell, the pitcher, at third, Campbell at second, and Cotton off of first. Payoff pitch. Misses outside, ball 4. Schneider walks in a run, 7-1. Whitey, their first run of the ball game here in the bottom of the 8th. So that's the second walk of the day for Zach Schneider, who thus far has worked 2 2/3 innings. 1 hit, one unearned run. That Waddell, who reached on the E4. But an RBI for Reese Albert. Whitey gets on the scoreboard. And the base is still loaded for Matt Dyer. Schneider sets. First pitch. Misses in tight. Dyer hitting an even 200. And so far grounded one up the first base side that the pitcher Schneider fielded and flipped on to first. It was an odd ball that came off the end of the bat. Backspin brought it back into fair territory. Now Brandon Martirano, a trip out to talk to his pitcher. But no activity in the Whitecaps bullpen. Out of play down the right field line. YD with the pitcher beginning to throw. 7-1 the score. Red Sox with their first run of the evening. Here this inning, the 1-0. Called a strike, breaking ball. Stayed on the inside corner. It's 1-1. Campbell off of third. He reached via the walk. Cotton on second was hit by a pitch, and Reese Albert with the RBI walk is at first. The 1-1. Swung on and a hard grounder back into center field. 1 run scores. Here comes Cotton. Play at the plate, and Cotton is safe as the throw comes up the third base line. A 2-out, 2 RBI single for Matt Dyer. It's 7-3. We've got a ball game. YD fighting back into this one. It was Zach Zubia throwing in the Red Sox bullpen. He now gets called back. I think YD might want to start warming up a pitcher. It's a 4-run game, and here comes Jamie Shevchik for a mound beating. In the top half of the inning, the Red Sox had a position player on the mound. They were trailing things 7-0 with just a hit. Now they've collected their second hit. An unearned run came across, and 2 more followed in Noah Campbell and Quinn Cotton. This all happening with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. The Whitecaps make the call to the bullpen. This one gets interesting. Stay tuned. 7-3, Brewster leads YD with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. We'll get the new pitcher and more when we return. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Brady Basso, the 6'2 lefty, is the new pitcher on for the Whitecaps. Here, 7-3, Brewster leads YD. Was a 7-0 lead, and YD had Luke Waddell, a position player on the mound. But the Red Sox have scored 3 runs here this half inning, all coming with 2 outs. Basso, his 8th appearance, 7th out of the bullpen, a 3.14 ERA, and 10 strikeouts through 14 and a third. Adam Kerner is up for the Red Sox with runners at first and second, 2 outs, home half of the 8th. Basso, the lefty, from the stretch. First pitch misses up high. For Basso, this is second time against YD. Pitched in the tie on July 7th as the 1-0 drops in for a called strike on the outer third. On that 6-6 tie July 7th, pitched an inning and 2/3 of 2-run, one of them earned, 4-hit baseball. Collected 1 strikeout. The 1-1 swung on and driven foul out of play right side. 1-2 the count here on Adam Kerner with his first plate appearance of the ball game here in the bottom of the 8th. Kerner was playing third base in the top half of this inning, his first time in the field. He's usually a catcher. The 1-2 popped out of play behind the plate. 1-2 the count remains with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. 2 men aboard for the Red Sox. The inning theoretically should be over. Luke Waddell grounded to the second baseman Freeman, made a sliding stop, and then the ball bounced away from him. So Waddell reached via the E4. He came around to score. Noah Campbell, who walked, scored, and Quinn Cotton, who was hit by a pitch, also scored. Just 1 hit this inning, 2 all game. 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2 the count. The Whitecaps scored 4 runs in the third and 3 runs in the fourth. So 7 runs on 14 hits and 3 errors for them. 3 runs for the Red Sox, all coming this half, on just 2 hits and 4 errors for YD. They hurt themselves today. 2-2. Waved at and missed. Breaking ball on the outer third, and Kerner swings through it. But not before the Red Sox churn 3 unearned runs across the plate through 8. It's 7-3. Brewster leads YD. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. The insanity continues here in the top of the ninth. 7-3, Brewster leads YD, and it's now Zach Zubia, the DH and first baseman, pitching for the Red Sox. At Texas, hasn't had any pitching appearances, but he did pitch some in high school, and he will face the 7-man Ray Alejo. For Luke Waddell, he faced 5 hitters in the top of the 8th. Gave up a hit, a walk, and collected 3 outs. So Zubia to face Alejo, who's 3 for 4 today. First pitch. Skips in the dirt. Seems like he's bringing a little more on the fastball than Waddell did, who's moved over to third base. And Adam Kerner is in the game at first. The 1-0. Swung on and grounded foul third base side. 1-1 the count. No outs in the top of the 9th inning. Whitey has made it a game, scoring 3 unearned runs in the bottom half of the 8th inning on just a hit. 1-1. Swung on and driven in the air to right center field. Beasley over to his left, comes in a bit, and the center fielder makes the catch for the first out. Talked about it a bit the last half inning, and I think what Scott Pickler has done really makes a ton of sense. You turn a down game in which your team made 4 errors and the offense struggled now into fun and a game Waddell will never forget. Zach Zubia as well. It's the first pitch to the 8-man Gage Workman misses up high. You turn it into something fun, and now going tomorrow to Chatham, you flip the page so easily. You're ready to get going. Get back on the field. A ton of guys are getting into this game. The 1-0 misses outside. You never know when you'll need another pitcher or another position player. In the case of Adam Kerner, you just never know. Workman so far today 0 for 4. The 2-0 called a strike on the outside corner. 2-1 the count, with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Plenty of sunlight here as we near 7:45 in South Yarmouth. 2-1 from Zubia. Misses up and away. Zubia with nobody on, working from the stretch. The righty stands at 6'4", brings the 3-1, misses outside for ball 4, and now Workman with the 1-out walk. Ike Freeman now steps up for the Whitecaps, who yesterday lost against the Chatham A's 17-3. They've had a rebound, scoring 7 runs, 4 in the 3rd inning, 3 in the 4th inning, 14 hits as well. First pitch, called a strike. You'd have to think for the Whitecaps hitters, this throws them off a bit. I mean, going from seeing 90-mile-per-hour fastballs, 90-plus really, terrific breaking balls as the runner goes. Throw down to second, not in time. Changes things up a bit. So a stolen base here for Gage Workman. Was a ball inside on Freeman, and now runner in scoring position with just an out for the Whitecaps in the top of the 9th. Zubia sets first base side of the rubber. The 1-1 fouled back. It's 1-2. Getting ahead of the 9-man here, Dom Canzone stands on deck. He's had a solid day, 2 for 5. An RBI and 2 singles. He also scored a pair of runs. Freeman taps the plate. It's 1-2 on the righty. Zubia kicks in the 1-2. Swung on and popped out into right field. Albert comes in. Runner fakes the tag and a strong throw from the Red Sox right fielder. 2 outs now. And Workman stays put at second base here in the top of the 9th. Canzone, the lefty, steps in. It's a 7-3 lead for Brewster. YD scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th after Luke Waddell pitched the top half of the inning. Now it's Zach Zubia pitching the top half of the 9th inning. First pitch stays up and away. It's been a wild day full of changes, especially the second half of this game. I've, quite frankly, given up keeping track in the book of the defensive changes. 1-0. Misses outside, 2-0. You can only put so much on to pen and paper, but I think this is a day that none of us will forget here. The 2-0. Right down Main Street, 2-1 the count on the one-man Canzone. Zubia sets 2-1. Catches the outside corner. 2-2 with 2 outs. In the top of the ninth, the Whitecaps with a runner at second base and a 4-run lead. Zubia, the 6'4" righty from Texas, making his first appearance on the bump for YD. The 2-2 swung on a dribbler past the mound. Koss tries to field. It's off his glove. Tried to kind of scoop it as he was charging and couldn't make the play. We'll see whether that's a hit or an error. But really should have been an out, and it will indeed be the 5th error of the game for the Red Sox. Now Zubia has to bear down with runners on the corner. So Canzone, the one-man reaches on the E6. Workman over to third. Now the two-man Cam Eden is up. Singles in his last 2 at-bats. Light breaking through on the left side of the infield. First pitch is swung on and driven in the air to shallow right field. Campbell toward the line, makes the catch in foul ground. Noah Campbell, the second baseman, covered a ton of ground to work Zach Zubia out of trouble. For the Whitecaps, no runs on no hits. 2 men are left on base. To the bottom of the ninth we go. Does YD have 4 runs in the works? We'll see next. They trail things 7-3. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. To the bottom of the ninth we go. Last licks for the Red Sox. They trail the Whitecaps 7-3. Brandon Pelter with TJ Mathewson and a new pitcher on for Brewster. It's Jeff Criswell making appearance number 9.
8 games this summer, 1-0 record, and ERA just a bit over 5 at 5.17. Struck out 14 batters in 15 2/3, and for the Red Sox, they're going to have to try and put up a 5 spot here and take this ball game.
Zach Zubia, the first hitter, as Criswell winds, and the first pitch, a fastball, misses outside. Criswell, 24 appearances with the Michigan Wolverines, a 2.23 ERA for the 6'3 righty. He winds first base side of the rubber, 1-0. Misses up and away. Seems like he's really rearing back on the fastball.
Yeah, pitcher versus pitcher battle right here.
I don't know. I guess so, yeah, in the books. Zubia worked 2-0. Called a strikeout on the outer third. Zubia saw 5 hitters in the top half of the ninth. No hits, a walk, and also a runner reached via the E6. So successful appearances from YD's 2 position players. 2-1. Swung on and lofted out of play right side. 2-2 the count on Zubia, and he's just seen a steady dose of fastball from Criswell.
And Criswell really looks like that fastball has some zip on it. So Zubia going to have to look out for that. Maybe have to cheat a little bit if he wants to get to it.
Criswell into the wind. The 2-2. Called strike 3. Breaking ball outside corner. No doubt about it. Zubia walks back to the dugout. First out in the bottom of the ninth.
That's the other thing with having a fastball of that velocity is that when you have the off-speed pitch, you have to be ready for it. And Zach looked like caught a little off guard by that pitch right there and just watches it for strike 3.
Christian Koss now up, the 9-man. 0 for 3 today. And this game for YD has been nothing short of entertaining. First pitch from the Wolverine. Swung on and fouled away. YD has had 2 position players pitch in this game. In the 8th and 9th inning, they both registered scoreless innings, allowing a combined just 1 hit. The 0-1. Misses low and away. 1-1 the count on Koss, the 9-man, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Brewster scoring 4 runs in the 3rd, 3 runs in the 4th to jump out to that 7-0 lead. The 1-1. Fouled straight back. 1-2 the count for Koss. Always a little interesting fouling one back. He hit our camera earlier this season, putting it on the DL for about half a game before we fixed it up.
Yeah, pretty good placement with the foul ball.
So Criswell winds, and the 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2 here on Koss. For YD, certainly not going to be a swing of the bat. We know that. The lower third of the league in home runs. But they sure can hit. Today, only 2, though. 2-2. Fought off, out of play. The count remains. YD coming into the day, 288 batting average as a team. That 27 points higher than the next best offense on the Cape. And the difference between teams 2 and 10, just 32 points. The 2-2. Swung and nubbed into left field. Koss hard around first. He'll stay there, though. And that ball just busted him in on the hands, fought it off. Going to left, a runner aboard for the Red Sox, just out here in the 9th.
That doesn't take a whole lot, but just enough to get it maybe the 120 feet it needed to get out into the outfield grass. And YD with the 1-out base runner now, top of the lineup.
Luke Waddell now steps up to the plate, reached via an E4. Came around to score in the 8th. Waddell came into the game as a pitcher and now is over at third base. Koss off of first. Criswell sets at the belt. First base side of the rubber, the first pitch. Inside, misses to Waddell. 0 for 1, but scored the Red Sox first run of the evening. Here it's 7-3. YD looking for 4 runs. The 1-0. Swung on, straight back. 1-1 now the count with 1 out. The sun hiding behind the trees, starting to set a bit here. About 7:55 in South Yarmouth at DY Regional High School, Red Wilson Field, home of the Red Sox. They're looking for an incredible comeback. Criswell kicks in the 1-1. Inside, 2-1 the count here on Luke Waddell. To Christian Koss with a bloop single to left. We've seen some funky things this season. A Falmouth Commodore leaving second after stealing the bag and getting tagged out. 2-1. It's called a strike on the outer third. But I don't think much comes close to a pair of position players taking the mound and pitching scoreless innings for the Red Sox.
I think that's the biggest thing, because as soon as after Waddell gets off the mound, Whitey puts up a 3 spot, and all of a sudden it's a ball game.
2-2. Swung on and driven in the air down the left field line. Canzone into foul ground, settles under it, and makes the catch for out number 2. Here's Noah Campbell. Last hope for the Red Sox. They trail it by 4 here. 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Christian Koss is aboard at first after a bloop single to left. Campbell hitting from the left side. One of 3 Whitey hits. And the first of the game coming in the 6th inning. Whitey with a hit in the 6th, 1 in the 8th, and now 1 in the 9th. Criswell staring at first. Now the righty sets at the belt. Kicks in the first pitch. Fouled away. YD certainly put forth a valiant effort in the final third of this ball game. Criswell, the righty from Michigan, kicks in the 0-1. Fouled straight back. 0-2 the count now, and the Sox down to their final strike. YD with 5 errors today after committing just 1 in their last 4 games. They're in the cellar of the league in 9th place with a .954 fielding percentage. That's what really killed them today. Runner goes 0-2. Up and away, and they'll let him take second base on defensive indifference. So Koss at second base into scoring position. The 1-2 is swung on and chopped to the first base side. Franklin is there, flips onto the pitcher. He's out. Wow. Len and Cuda with an interesting call to end this game, and he now begins to jog off the field. An interesting way to close this ball game.
Wow, I don't know about that.
Pick over to talk to him. And the rest of the YD bench greeting him as well on the third base side as he makes his way for the fence. The final score here, 7-3. Brewster takes it over the Red Sox, and the regular season series ends at 2-2, splitting down the middle with the Whitecaps, a team in 5th place in the East, trying to fight for that final playoff spot in 4th. A big 2 points for the Whitecaps. For the Red Sox, they probably won't sweat and hopefully don't think about this game too long.
Well, this is just the Whitecaps being able to jump out in front of the Red Sox and really capitalizing on the mistakes by the YD defense. And, putting the first 7 runs on the board is big. It's always hard to come back from a deficit like that. And today the score just held. And for YD, that 10-point cushion in the Eastern Division, not at a very lofty lead for them. And for the Whitecaps, you mentioned, these much more important. As for the Orleans Firebirds, who are ahead of the Whitecaps in the standings, down a run at Hyannis right now.
And so now Brewster with points 22 and 23 just puts them 2 behind Orleans. If that score holds, it's just 1 win. That keeps Brewster out of 4th place in the East. things continue to heat up here in the final stretch of the season. The Red Sox fall to 20-10-4. The Whitecaps improved to 10-22-3. But a crazy game for YD. Pitching 2 position players, and they went 2 scoreless innings, 1 hit combined. I think that's a great way to flip the page going into tomorrow's matchup with the Anglers.
And it's kind of just a thing to just light up the mood a little bit. You're down 7-0. You have Luke Waddell suddenly go out on the mound, and the whole YD bullpen runs in from the bullpen all the way to the dugout just to watch Waddell pitch. It brings up the morale a little bit, and then you get to see Zach Zubia warming up in the bullpen. He eventually comes in, pitches another scoreless frame, and that was when it was a ball game, a little bit more high stakes. But in the end, didn't matter. The 7 runs being proven to be enough for the Whitecaps.
Red Sox with just 3 hits today, and they really struggled. Those 3 hits spread out through the 6th, 8th, and 9th innings of this game. The Whitecaps 7 runs on 14 hits. They made 3 errors. YD 3 runs on 3 hits. 5 errors in the books. That's the big number that they really need to clean up going into tomorrow.
Yeah, just 1 error their past 3 games. Just something we're looking for them to clean up on come playoff time when all of those outs are ever so important. You just can't be kicking routine ground balls, especially on the infield for the Red Sox.
Zach Lingenfelter improves to 1-1. Pitched to beauty, 5 innings, no runs, and no hits. 3 strikeouts as well. Nathan Wiles drops to 1-3 with the loss. And this game wrapped up just under 3 hours here at Red Wilson Field. It was an interesting game, to say the least. A couple position players on the mound, some catchers out in the field. It was a day here at the ballpark, and I think YD made the most of what was presented to them, already having clinched a playoff spot.
Yeah, but now you just have to look ahead to tomorrow. First versus second matchup at Veterans Field, Saturday night. It's going to be a good one.
Sox back in action. They travel to Chatham, the Veterans Field, to take on the Anglers. As TJ mentioned, first and second place teams there in the matchup, and in the bottom of the 8th, that get to it. 10-9, Chatham the lead. The final score, one more time, the Red Sox drop it to the Whitecaps 7-3. Thanks so much for tuning in. For my broadcast partner, TJ Matheson, Brandon Pelter, saying so long from Red Wilson Field.